Hey everybody, welcome to Average Guy Opinions. I'm your average guy, John Corelli. Want to make a small correction on my last video, and I really need to start doing this because I make errors all the time, and I should just edit them in. And if I knew how to edit, I could just put I could review the video, and for example, my mistake last time was I said that the Germans went east into France. Of course, they did not. They went west and took over Western Europe, which I mentioned later in the video. But I really should just get better at editing. It's kind of a goal I have when I go on winter break in about a week and a half to maybe just get pretty good at editing. It's not that hard. On my hockey podcast, for example, Mike does all the editing. It's very simple. And I do suggest you listen to it if you have a chance. Near the end of episode 9, I do Italian of the week. So I find a hockey player that has an Italian last name, and I find some quirky or funny things about him, or just some facts about him and his career in the NHL. And Mike put music da, 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 over the background, and so that makes it a lot funnier. I know editing is key to being a good YouTuber, and so I need to work at it if I want to get better at it. We'll see. I'm very, very busy right now with everything. And one of those things I'm busy with is helping coach my special needs basketball team at my school. It's great. Dante did it. My 23-year-old, who will be 24 in February, he did it back when he was in high school. And I may have mentioned this in the past, it's one of the best feelings in the world. Dante and I just used to go out and practice jump shots. And his form is really good. Dante's probably better than mine. He knew to put his hand right here, put the ball in, and just boom, just kind of guide it with this one, hold it steady, and boom, and he got good. And Dylan and I were divorced when he was participating. I think it was the 13-14 or maybe 14-15 season, and the basketball their typical basketball team was really good. They won back-to-back championships in 2015 and 16, I think, because they had a guy playing center who was 6'10". Went on to Indiana University, where he did not have a stellar career, but he really Deron Davis was his name, and pretty much a big part of the reason Overland won back-to-back championships those 2 years. And Dante was part of a really good, I think, undefeated unified team is what they call it. And now I'm one of the 3 coaches of our unified team. And we had our second practice today. We have only one practice a week every Tuesday. And we got one more next week. And then we have 2 weeks off. And then we'll have another practice. And then we start our games. And we got a lot of really good skilled players. Some of these kids, that's all they do in their free time is play sports, especially basketball. And I'm really happy with what we have. We have probably about 15 kids participating, which is not, it's usually since we're one of the smaller schools, we have obviously less special needs people. So we have a pretty small unified team. Like I say, probably about 15 players this year. And it's a perfect representation of the school. Actually kind of misrepresented. It looks like we got a lot of black players this year, and like I've mentioned in the past, my school is about a third of each: third white, third black, third Hispanic, and or Latino. And most of our players are black. I'd say probably about 10 of them, but we also have an Asian kid that plays. We got a white kid. We got 2 Hispanic kids. One of them's a girl in a wheelchair who I actually knew back at Eastridge, and she's great. And so I get to work with these kids, and then at the end of the day on Tuesdays, I get to go help coach them and prepare them for games in January and February. We also have what we call them helpers. They are typical kids that help, and we have 4 of those. I think a team is allowed 6 or 8, but we only have 4 right now, but I think they'll be fine. They're pretty athletic guys, and the helpers just help bring the ball down the court, and I think they help rebound too, if I remember correctly. And today I watched them, the helpers played our best players, and our best players did fine. I'm not worried about some of these kids. In fact, I've seen this in the past a lot. We go to mostly white schools like Cherry Creek. We play Grandview. We play Cherokee Trail. I love the names of our schools. They just sound like they're far from civilization, and they're far from Denver. I mean, we're talking Southeast Aurora. I mean, they all got like Trail or Buffalo or Antelope in the name, or Hollow or something. It's Cherokee Trail, or some Native American name. You know, we're Overland, and we're the closest one to Denver. But we're, you know, all 8 Cherry Creek schools have a unified team, and I was lucky. I got to travel quite a bit and see them when Dante did it like 7 years ago, or excuse me, 6 years ago, and now I get to check out. Now I get to coach them. A lot of fun. Like I said, just helped kids today, trying to learn some of their skill sets. You know, we were in the big gym, so we had 2 full-size basketball courts to work with, and so we let the helpers and our 4 best players just go play, just go play. You know, learn each other. You know, you guys pretty much know each other anyway. You know, just work on your skills, and then the other about 10 kids we worked with. We did some passing drills. We did some shooting drills. You know, I'm trying to get our girl in the wheelchair. She's very thin and weak in her arms. So our big thing that we're trying to do, because I want this to happen so bad, we're trying to get her to push that ball up to the 10-foot rim, because in Unified they let kids shoot. You know, and except for the really high school, the high end kids, they kind of play each other. So the helpers aren't allowed to play defense. Like I said, they're only allowed to bring the ball up and then rebound and then pass it to a special needs kid, and then they do what they do. And I have seen, you know, some of our kids are barely special needs and very good at basketball. So I've seen a lot of parents get upset about it. When I used to go to games at Grandview and Cherry Creek, they're like, "You got to be kidding me!" And I'm like, it does look bad, but he's in the special needs program. He's like, I mean, I think you have to have an IQ of 80 or lower to technically be in our program. And some of these kids have like an IQ of 79, and they can play like Michael Jordan. And I can understand why these parents get upset, but it is what it is, you know. And Overland has a very rich and proud basketball tradition, because frankly, we don't have a lot of other sports going for us that well right now. Now, on a sidebar, we do have female wrestling now, so that's kind of cool and interesting. That's a thing that's happening throughout Colorado, and I'm guessing the whole country. So that's kind of cool. We also have male volleyball, so I like that we're doing sports for both genders, and that can also help include people who are kind of in between genders, I guess is the best way to put it, or somewhere else on that spectrum. Anyway, back to practice. So yeah, I helped the wheelchair girl. We're working on getting her shot up to 10 feet by January. So I can imagine the thrill her parents will have if we'll roll her up there. She'll get her a couple shots, and hopefully one will fall, and that'd be really amazing. We have an Asian kid. I'm not gonna say his name, but he can hit a 3-pointer like granny style, just scoops it from between his legs, and he nails them like half the time. It's amazing. It's like so that's his shot. Another kid, my little super skinny Hispanic kid with buggy eyes. I don't know what he technically his disability is, but you know, he's just he didn't get a body. You know, he didn't get like a normal body that a lot of kids get. He's very sweet. Love this kid. And he's getting his shot down. He's also doing what we call the granny shot. You know, the underhanded shot from about the foul line. He's nailing that. And so it's very satisfying to watch these kids get in there and participate and try and start to succeed. And I love being part of it. And we all have our roles. I'm not the head coach. We call her Miss Michaela. I'm Mr. John, and then there's Mr. Andre, and we also represent the school pretty well, I think, too. Andre's black, Michaela's half Asian, I'm off white, so it kind of works to represent Overland. And you know, I do some of my stuff. We all have special things that we do. Michaela oversees everything. She kind of works on plays and where to set up kids and get them ready for success. I work on stretch. I run the stretching drills before we get started, and then Mr. Andre does like passing drills and shooting drills, and then I also help. And then we go into groups and we each work with kids who have similar abilities. And like today, my kids, to be fair, had what I would call the lowest set of abilities. You know, they were the kids that have the muscle issues and have to get very close to the basket, or for the most part. And so that was fine, though. I love it. I love working with these kids, and they get so excited when they succeed, and I get excited when they succeed. And it was great. And I got to watch the other kids play from where I was, and watch these kids that, you know, will probably have some struggles in this life, but do very well on a basketball court. We also have a kid, one of my favorite kids. He's from Ghana, And like he said, he's right there. He does. You can't even tell he's special needs. He's amazing at soccer too. So I'm looking forward to him lighting people up on the basketball court. We're hoping for an undefeated season. Overland usually goes undefeated in unified basketball, and I'm proud to be a part of it. And I'll keep giving you guys updates throughout next year, provided I'm doing these. I may start calling this segment, this thing I do, tangentializing. Like I said a couple episodes ago, that's my word. I'm claiming it. There's other more stupid words out there like irregardless, and so I'm going with tangentializing because that's what I often do here, as you saw from this video and probably all my other videos. So thanks guys for checking it out. Talk to you next time, and I'll give you updates on the unified. Just give you updates on anything. I got to talk about my crazy dad soon. I haven't done that lately. All right, see you soon. Bye.